a ride is out of the question.
Down with this sort of thing. Careful now. The nation holds its breath. Yes!
Hello and welcome to Friends in Low Places, the podcast where four Irishmen have a grand old chat about all kinds of everything related to being middle-aged. Gentlemen, Happy New Year. The holiday season is over.
Happy return, Shawnee.
Thank you very much. Hope you had a good one.
Mike today. Yeah, so we're doing it live from Tipperary.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aaron.
I'm live from a remote location.
Remote location, yeah.
Okay, I wonder where it is. So we're semi kind of physical for this episode. Yeah. Anyway, now 2025 is done and dusted, and so begins 2026. And 2026 is a bit of a poignant year for at least three of us. Niall, Aaron, and myself will all be turning 50 later on in the year. Yeah, officially we'll be on the back nine, as they say. So with this in mind, we thought we would kick off this first episode of 2026 with some self-reflections and bravely admit to our viewers that despite decades of experience and wisdom, and this might come as a shock to some of our listeners, that there are a number of things that we're still absolutely shite at. I know it's hard to believe for everybody. Although probably those who are closest to us will probably say we haven't listed enough in this episode of things that we're shite at.
I would imagine so, Johnny.
We never listen. That's the problem.
I'll be able to hear a few of our close friends probably shouting at the screen, reminding us of things that we're shite at. But so in this episode today, we're going to look at the basics, so things that everyone else can do, but we're still shite at, almost to the point of embarrassment. The social stuff, situations that we've never really got comfortable with. We'll look at modern life and systems, applications and processes in today's society, which no doubt in 20 years' time will still be shite at. And then things we just have accepted, and we tried to stop fixing, and we've just come to terms with the fact that we'll never be any good at. We've come to peace with. Let me put it like that. And then we'll have a look. It won't be all negative. We'll take a look at things that we've actually turned out to be quite handy at.
That'll be the longest segment, Sean.
Yeah, doing podcasts. So without further ado, let's start off with the embarrassing basics. Mike, what have you got first?
Thanks, Johnny. So some embarrassing basics that us as middle-aged men are still reportedly awful at are things like changing a duvet cover. How about folding a fitted sheet?
Yeah.
Remembering birthdays without Facebook.
Yeah.
What will we do if Facebook ever shut down?
Tick.
Tying a tie.
Yeah.
I went to school for 6 years. I had the same knot and I couldn't tie it. No.
Something I'm not personally. Using chopsticks. Who here is proficient at using chopsticks?
I only messing. No.
I'd give myself about a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Very good.
Here's a strange one, but I suppose given the time of year, touching your toes without making a noise. Seemingly 41%.
What kind of noise are you talking about, Mike?
Do you notice yourself leaving out a little groan as you stretch down to pick up something?
Mike, touching your toes at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Could be a bit of an airlock.
Seemingly, guys, 41% of our demographic can touch their toes.
Yeah, I believe it when I say it.
I might try that in a minute. So,
staying awake past 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And if you happen to stay out past 12, how long does it take you to recover? Remembering how you walked into a room. I know I'm definitely prone to this. Walking into a room with purpose to get something, and then you arrive there and realise, what was I to get? Yeah. Or my wife would equate that to telling me to pick up something in the shop. I walk into the shop, I'm walking around the shop, and forget to pick up the one item that she asked me to get. I think we're all a little bit guilty of that, looking at the smiles back on the screen. Cooking, don't know if anybody here is is
I'm
poor at cooking.
I'm fabulous. Not really.
I think, as you remember from our Christmas special, I think there's a couple of amateur chefs here.
Yeah. Air fire professional.
Yeah. A bit deeper, guys. Admitting we need help or asking for directions.
Oh yeah, well I mean, yeah, definitely. If I go into a shop and I can't find what I'm looking for, I will never ask any assistance whatsoever. If I can't find it, it means they don't have it.
Okay.
Sean,
my
there's always a
philosophy.
room at the back. They have everything in the room at the back, apparently. That's right true, though, isn't it?
And I'm the opposite. I'll generally ask for directions even when I don't need them.
Oh yeah,
Just in case.
just to get a bit of conversation going.
So even where I know where I'm going, I don't believe that I do. So I just check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a big one for me and the list that Mike would have mentioned there would be DIY.
Yeah.
I'm shockingly bad at it. But at least I kind of know it. And I've no intention to get particularly better at it. So basically, I would say a lot of that list I'm pretty bad at that Mike mentioned there.
Yeah.
Things like DIY, I think there's a bit of a resurgence of people wanting to do things for themselves. Especially, I don't know if you've ever tried to get a tradesman to do something in your house these days.
Takes
It's
forever.
impossible.
The small jobs, yeah.
And small jobs they just don't want to know about.
Yeah. I think for me DIY, we'll see how people in my family now would react to this, but I'm okay, and I've kind of forced myself to learn how to do stuff. You know, I can put up shelves and things like that, but anything electrical or anything
plumbing, no.
Plumbing or
Very
stuff
dangerous,
like
like
that. No.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty good at cooking, but there's one that Mike mentioned there, and I wouldn't have actually thought of it. Yeah. And with all the technology advancements and stuff like that, I don't understand the whole why we still need to put duvet covers on the duvet. How has someone not figured out like a better or a smarter way to do that? Just beggars belief as far as I'm concerned.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not going to make it any warmer, is it? So.
Yeah.
It's somewhat an enjoyable team effort in our household. We tend to team up to do
hold the edge and roll it over the... Oh, Jesus, on top.
You hold that side, I'll do this, Where are the buttons?
Yeah. You can never find the buttons at the end.
Yeah. No. Like, have you ever like fucking gone up to bed and realised you have to fucking put the whole shebang on because you or your wife took them off earlier that morning, and then you go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You got to find the spare, and then struggle to get that on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the press where we keep our spare sheets, like if I open the wardrobe, the whole thing literally just tumble out onto the floor. So it's not very organised, but we keep meaning to do that. Go on.
If I can just add to that list, parallel parking.
Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah.
Are you terrible at it, Jen?
Yeah, I'll find it. I'll drive an extra 10 minutes. So if I need to avoid parallel parking.
I to agree with you. Yeah.
Flat pack furniture. Yeah. IKEA. Oh. Don't know how you feel about that. Definitely can be frustrating.
My wife usually gives me the orders and I put it together. So I don't look at the instructions. She just gives me the instructions.
Oh, you would drive me around the twist. You're like Aisling. She thinks she's overconfident with any of that stuff, so she believes she doesn't need to look at the instructions. And I'm like, there is instructions. That's what they're there for. You need to look at the instructions. She'll want to proceed without the instructions, whereas I won't be prepared to engage without reading the instructions first. So again, it's caused minor hassle, so to speak.
Oh, she's a woman after my own heart. Yeah, I'll proceed.
Oh, you drive me bananas. That's why they give you instructions, Shawnee, to fucking read them.
But that's why I give them to my wife, so she reads them and just tells me what to do.
Very interesting, yeah.
Exactly. And I'll just throw in two more into that: taking selfies and finding stuff in the fridge.
Taking selfies, yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you even want to be good at that?
I don't know, but I'm terrible at it. I always hand the phone to someone else to take a selfie because I fucking I end up taking a picture of the plant behind me. I don't know. Terribly bad. But anyway, so that's the basics. Thanks, Mike.
That's the basics, yeah. So things that I pretend that I'm fine at. Timekeeping. Probably not the most. I'm always the person that's coming into the meeting a minute late, unfortunately. And for me personally, spelling. I find as I'm getting older, it's just getting worse. I haven't been someone who's worked in IT since my 20s. It's probably not helped the situation. I found recently, when you come around Christmas time where you have to sign some paperwork or fill out a couple of Christmas cards, things like that, and going, when was the last time I actually wrote a sentence down on paper? For me, I don't do it on a daily basis. It's starting to become something that just resembles a spider with ink on its legs going across the page. Now, I would say maybe I'm possibly one of the 500,000 people or so in Ireland that are not diagnosed but have dyslexia. I would have said definitely when I was in school it was a problem for me.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of us probably have certain things that we weren't diagnosed with. I'm certainly could probably fit that as well. So moving along, folks, then to segment 2, which is the social stuff. Interesting that I've been given this. So this is, I suppose, situations, life situations that we never got comfortable with. So there's a lot that I could mention here. So I probably won't start off. So yourself, Shawnee, social situations that you're not comfortable with or you never improved with.
Yeah, okay. So this is probably going to sound a bit weird now, but social situations that I'm not comfortable with is bumping into colleagues or ex-colleagues on public transport.
And public transport.
And having to initiate a conversation. That's I'm really uncomfortable with those situations. I don't know what, it's weird. I know it's weird. If I'm on public transport, I have my headphones on and I'm listening to a podcast like Friends in No Places. I'm kind of, I don't want to say spaced out, but yeah, probably. And then I have to socially interact with someone I know, and it's often it's an ex-colleague or a colleague working in Luxembourg. It's a small place. You're bound to bump into someone you know, and I just like that time on my own.
Okay,
it's kind of peacetime, and I hate social interactions. Particularly when I take public transport. I don't know. Maybe it's a weird thing.
And it's not specific to the public transport. That's just where it tends to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Most times, yeah. Exactly. It's been on public transport. What else? This is going to sound weird as well. Drive-throughs and car washes.
Can I take your order, please? Can I take your order? You can never hear it.
Yeah.
What happens for you in drive-throughs and car washes, Sonny?
Thankfully, I don't like. I've maybe one drive-through a year or every 2 years. I don't know, very rarely. But anytime I've ever done it, they've never understood me, and I never get the right order. And I don't know. I just feel very weird talking into a fucking box or ordering food. And equally, I have a bit of a phobia about driving into car washes. I always feel like I'm going to break the whole machine because I didn't leave the handbrake off or whatever. And hate doing it.
Do you stay in the car or do you leave the car?
I stay in the car.
Okay, there's your first mistake.
Yeah.
Go get a coffee or whatever.
Maybe that's it.
What about you? Social situations.
Events that involve large crowds of people and having to queue for stuff, and I get a bit frustrated and basically I just don't have any patience. So I try and avoid events with large crowds and stuff. I don't know, the older I get, it just annoys me. Trying to function, in large crowds. I need to have my space, so.
As in you're a bit claustrophobic with so many people around?
Yeah, I guess I'm fine, and then I get it does. Yeah, it's getting a bit worse, but I'm trying to manage it. But that would be one of the things anyway. Yeah, I work with social confrontation, like Shawnee was saying, having to have a small talk with people that, gosh, I mean, sometimes I just can't be arsed, but you have to say something.
Yeah.
You know. So
Okay. And you, Mike?
Yeah, like again, actually, an example of what happened only during the week. I'm very, very good at remembering people's faces. So if I see somebody that I've met, do you think I'd remember their name though? Not a fucking clue.
yeah,
And that's what frustrates me a bit is you come away from an event or something that you're at and you're talking to somebody who you'd met many years ago and you just can't remember their name, but you knew they knew you and you knew them. But having said that, in my daytime role from work, I meet so many different people all over the country, in this country, the UK, and in the States. It's kind of a case of where did I meet them? Did I know them personally or do I know them through work? And that kind of gets blurred, I find.
but you're not going to remember all their names.
But you're not going to remember everybody's name, yeah.
Let's call him Ted, like I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm generally bad at names. I'm generally bad at names that possibly I shouldn't be, or it's less acceptable to be. So again, I think it's something I picked up from my mum. She's she gets myself and Rory mixed up on occasion. So
She's a legend, like, a legend.
Yeah.
yeah.
She's a legend.
How are we with asking for help if we need help? Because again, men are notoriously, or at least if you read up, we're notoriously bad at that.
I'm awful at it. I will try everything, and in the end, I might ask someone, but I don't know. I'm pure stubborn. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, again, if it's walking into a shop looking for something or asking for directions, I've no problem with that. I actually nearly go the opposite now. First thing I do is find somebody and say, okay, sell me this, just tell me where it is, and I'm going to pay for it. But the opposite side of that then might be going to the doctor. My arm could be falling off, and going, I'd be grand, it'd be fine.
It's a man thing.
It's a man thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I generally don't like going to the doctor with one ailment. I try and have two or three.
Yeah, you accumulate it up now.
So like I can get value. I tell you, the one on the list, or the one there that was mentioned, that's and at this stage, I've a kind of a professional way of dealing with this, and then I have a personal. I've separated the two because I can't not do it professionally. But it's small talk. Small talk to me is utterly pointless. I'm particularly bad at it, and I certainly would have engaged with it for a long number of years because it's like something that you do. But in the last number of years, I've not. And another one, so sometimes you meet someone, yeah, and you know fairly quickly that for one reason or another, you're probably not going to get on with them, and they're probably not going to get on with you. So, and again, it's going to end in some type of a disagreement or an argument. Previously, I would let that happen naturally of its own accord. Whereas now when I know that's going to happen, I get ahead of it. So in other words, I'll have the disagreement and the argument very early to get it over and done with. Generally speaking, you've fallen out or almost fallen out with the person and you don't need to engage with them thereafter. But previously I would let that happen. It could take weeks or months or in some cases years. Whereas now if I spot it, I'll try and do it as quickly as I possibly can, generally in the first interaction. Now, I can't necessarily get away with that in terms of work, but small talk is a big one for me. The other thing, any type of formal dinner parties, can't stand them. Which again causes a bit of hassle between myself and Aisling because she's into her dinner party, so to speak.
Yeah, I would say small talk. I'm pretty okay. I can absorb other people's whimsical tales and just I'm very good at politely nodding my head and and then throw in a question and let them ramble on. I'm pretty good at that. But at the same time, I'll be texting my wife asking her, what's this guy's name? Or what's this couple's name? While he's talking away, because names I'm absolutely horrendous at.
What do you do in a situation where you are trying to create small talk and they just refuse to engage?
Oh, yeah, but that's easy. I just
Just walk away.
Yeah, I'm pretty okay with those types of people because they're similar to myself to a certain degree. Another one for me is hugging. Hugging
Ooh.
drives me around the twist. I mean, I don't mind hugging my wife. I don't mind hugging my kids. I probably don't even mind hugging my friends and my family. But it's hugging people that I barely or just about know as a I suppose as a kind of an introduction. I just it seems to me to be and it's become much more of a norm, certainly in Dublin and probably not so much in
Are you
rural Ireland.
serious? In Dublin, they're hugging people.
Yeah, so if you meet someone in a social situation now in Dublin, typically you hug them and they'll hug you. It's a kind of a social norm.
But you'll have to have met them once at least. No?
Yeah, but even if you've met them once, so like there's very few people I'd like to hug, really, or would like to hug me.
Next time I meet you, Niall, you're all getting hugs.
We're going to have a group hug, boss.
Okay.
You wouldn't live in France anyway.
Fucking hell, no.
No, I probably wouldn't do well there, I expect.
Yeah, no, there's kissing involved there as well, like, you know, so kissing and hugging.
Okay.
You know, what we used to call shifting back in our day. Or close enough to it, maybe. I don't know. No, I'm only joking. Yes.
So, yeah. Aaron's up next, yeah.
Yeah, should we move on? Aaron, modern life and systems and applications. And
We're going to talk, thanks, Sean. We're going to talk about modern life systems and stuff that you've just decided I refuse to improve at this stage and can't be arsed, basically. So, things are technically bad at, but decided that's fine. So I picked out a definition just to lighten the humour here. Choosing not to engage with or become better at modern systems generally means a deliberate decision to opt out of certain technologies or societal structures that will cause you psychological damage or the world around you or a general brain melter. So I picked one system that kind of defeats me every time I've given up using it. When you go to the supermarket and self-service checkouts, who doesn't love them? That's a total melter. So the automated voice constantly telling you to put the stuff on the tray. Please put the stuff on the tray. There are too many items on the tray. Then you end up having an argument with the machine. Ever done this? And there's obviously a big queue behind you, or there's someone in front of you who should have went to the human checkout because of a huge basket. So I just don't use them anymore. I will go to the human queue and wait for that. So what do you think of that one, lads?
Yeah,
That.
My preference would be self-service.
Would it?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Used one this morning.
Yeah. No, because if I do the person behind the counter, it means I have to engage socially with them, and
I understand.
You know, and usually I'm terrible at picking cues. I'll always pick the wrong cue. They'll always be.
Yeah, you're like me. I'm bad at making decisions.
Someone will have forgotten something, and the cashier will have to go up and go back and weigh or
find the code.
No, I'm like you, Niall. Yeah, get out as quickly as possible. That's my motto.
Yeah.
Or as we have here with vouchers, so you know, on things like Dunn's, you get these 10 euro off 50 in Dunn store, and they're at €49, and they're running back to get something, but they decide they want to go back halfway up the store to get something. It's not just grab something off the shelf like a piece of chewing gum. They're going to go and get washing powder. So you're left standing at the belt waiting to check out while they go off and pick up whatever it is. And everybody's just standing around looking at each other at that awkward moment, and everybody's going, will they fucking hurry up? You know?
Yeah. No, very good. Another one that gets my goat is call centres, utility companies, etc. Oh my God, can we just talk to a human being? You press 1 for this, press 2 for that. In the end, sometimes you just hang up, don't you?
Yeah, but they don't want you really so they've got progressively more difficult to deal with.
To make you hang up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's one for you, and I don't know if you call this necessarily a system, but it's probably And it's taken me a long number of years to kind of crack this. Going to the barbers. So I don't know if you've noticed this, and maybe it's an urban rural thing, but if you go to the barbers in Dublin, right, they literally have to do a kind of a consultation with you before they fucking cut your hair.
You're joking me.
Right?
Fill in this form here.
So and they ask you like probing questions, and I don't know how anyone can answer. Now I've heard some people give quite specific answers or whatever. So I generally go into the barbers now, and they ask me, how would you like your haircut? And I said to them, I don't care. Right, cut it whatever way you want, relatively speaking, but cut it in the fastest possible time that you can. Right.
But you're like a bit short back in size, not like I got in for a perm, like.
Yeah. And when you add a beard into the mix, because they used to let them, they say, do you want us to shape the beard? And I thought it was just polite to say yes, but I don't know if you've ever had a beard shape, and that takes fucking longer than a haircut.
Yeah.
So now I say no. So like a few times I had to simplify it. I was like, just give me a tree all over. A beard, and I go, just give me a tree all over. If there's hair, go at it with a tree, right, and do it as fast as you can. So yeah, it's taken me a while to kind of get there.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say I have that problem when I go to the barbers.
Oh. Me neither, no.
We have a great barber. He's Moroccan. All he does is hums away to himself as he's cutting away, and he uses as least words as possible. It's great. Very efficient.
Interesting.
Anything else modern life and systems that you're in, Shawnee, that you're...
Yeah, all social media except for Facebook and WhatsApp. I've never been on TikTok. I've never been on Instagram. I've never been on any of the rest of them.
Keep it trad, Shawnee. Keep it trad.
Just terrible. Yeah, social, LinkedIn postings. That's something that gets on my nerves a little bit. I know it's probably like Aaron, I know you post, and I think Niall, you post from time to time as well. Aaron, Mike, you all three of you post, no?
Domestically, I don't post anything. I don't overshare how great my family is or any of that stuff. No.
Look at me, I've got a new certificate, and look at me, I've changed jobs, and I know it's for a professional thing, but it's like I don't care. You don't have to tell the world that you got a certificate, and
yeah. I agree totally, oversharing.
Yeah. I'm really happy to announce that I've started a new job at yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that really gets on my nerve. And upgrading your phone. I'll only upgrade it unless it's like not working anymore. Basically,
absolutely necessary.
I have a new phone here since May. I still haven't moved the stuff over. Here, look.
Yeah. When I see these people queuing outside Apple for a shop for the new Apple, whatever it is, like get a life.
Good marketing, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, anything else on this particular segment?
Say one more thing. Thing we've constantly opted out of. I've opted out. The FOMO phenomenon, fear of missing out on what everyone else is doing in social media and in life, what car they're driving, what they're doing with their house. So I just do not get involved. I'm staying out of it now, and I don't really care. But it's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah. So
I tell you, and another one for me is, and there's never much of a pressure put on myself, but I've pretty opted out of it now. And again, it doesn't always necessarily suit Aisling from time to time. The requirement to look well or presentable. Again, within reason, I have to do a bit of it for work, and that's work, and I'm getting paid for it. That's okay.
Yeah.
But beyond that, getting dressed up just generally, I will say to Aisling, if there's any dressing up required, like count me out, or if you want to count me in, don't count that I'm going to get dressed up. The other thing, I started to buy almost like a uniform, so I typically just buy jeans and hoodies now, so that regardless of what outfit I have on, I look approximately the same.
Brilliant. I love it. Very good. Now I take that bit of advice. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I think we should take it on board.
The Hoodie Brothers.
I could live in jeans and a hoodie happily.
Yeah, comfy.
Yeah, no, I like to be.
You like the shirt and tie, Shawnee, don't you?
No, not the tie. The tie I ditched.
Yeah, but you work in banking, Johnny. There's a
Mm.
big, more of an obligation to be presentable.
Yeah, you kind of have to look presentable all the time. But I like to be I don't want to say well groomed, but groomed at least. And we can say to our listeners, we can totally relate to what Niall is saying there, because Niall did get married last year, and I think the shirt was. I've never seen a groomsman have his shirt off and be in jeans and t-shirt as quickly as possible.
We nearly didn't get married because of that.
Which was the hottest day of the year, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's no excuse. That's no excuse.
the requirement to dress up took a fair bit of negotiation on both our behalves.
Yeah. Well, okay. No.
You know.
Yeah, but that's good. It's the same. At the same time, I can totally understand it, because I mean, it's keeping it real from that perspective. You know, you're not being sucked into this whole brand and having to have this and having to have that. Like,
Just the new casual CEO approach Niall has taken.
Yeah.
Jeans and a t-shirt.
I think that'll take off, Niall, big time.
Yeah, I think one of the tech company CEO, as far as I know, so not that necessarily I took it up from there, but I think pretty much to do something like that, yeah.
anyway.
Very good.
Okay, so we move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the acceptance things we've stopped trying to fix, things that we've just accepted that we are shit at, we always will be shit at, and everybody else can fake off if they think we're going to try to improve ourselves at it. Yeah, thinking about this, I'm going to go back to the first point that I made, parallel parking. I'm shit at it, and if I decide I want to drive around the block to find a place where I don't have to parallel park, to my whoever's in the car with me's annoyance, I will just go and do that.
But at least you can find a space. Do you remember the time in France I drove around 5 times, I couldn't decide where to park?
Well, yeah, I'm also like that. Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's there
Yeah.
could be 6 spaces in front of me, but I would drive around until I find the
Suzanne said,
space.
choose one.
Exactly.
all
I'm
literally there.
terrible. Things I'm pretty bad at. Yeah, painting, as in painting walls and painting stuff like that. That this is my wife usually does that task when it comes to. I'm just, I don't have the patience for it. I don't know why, I hate it. We've had some one or two sloppy handyman slop, as one of our former teachers used to call our work.
Classic.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that, and I've just given up. So I'll delegate that task when it needs to be done. But what about you guys? Is there something you've kind of stopped apologizing for, or you're comfortable at being bad at? Aaron?
We've stopped apologising for other people's behaviour. Because the world is full of a lot of gobshites in the world, isn't there? So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to change my life. So everyone's responsible for their own actions. But yeah, I've just stopped apologising for that. That'd be one thing anyway. Mike?
I could agree with Sean there on the
Yeah.
painting bit. No problem with painting the wall, but doing the masking and prep work for it and then taking it all apart.
I actually don't mind it.
That bit alright frustrates me a small bit.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
As I said earlier, spelling I think is one of my weak points. It's something at this stage of my life I don't know if I'm ever going to get any better at it, and technology is just going to improve it for me. So I don't see myself ever changing that at this stage.
Yeah. Niall?
I don't know if this is kind of indirectly related or directly related, but I suppose, again, it took me a while to probably figure this out and then to a certain degree accept it. But like, so I'm odd and I have a lot of oddities, relatively speaking. Now, from my perspective, everyone else is odd and I'm 100% normal, you know what I mean? But
That's a given. That's a given for everyone.
but
Yeah.
I suit very few people, and very few people suit me. So once upon a time, I suppose, in a sense, not necessarily that I was trying to be popular, but certainly I was trying to be kind of accepted and popular to a degree. It brought my oddities in kind of a confrontation with. So I've kind of gotten around that now. So I need less people around me. I'm very kind of comfortable with that, and I'm generally much more forthcoming with those oddities. So, for instance, obviously, I've dated probably more recently than you guys, because obviously I'm in a second serious relationship. But at that stage, it was online dating, whereas back in the day, obviously, you met someone in the pub. So that was I was whatever in my kind of late 30s, early 40s. So when I went online dating, one of the very first things I did was I mentioned all of my negatives at the very start.
That was brave. Probably a good thing, was it?
Yeah, which obviously turned a lot of people off.
Yeah, but you're being honest, like.
Turned the majority of the people off. But from my point of view, it was the most efficient way, I suppose, to find someone who was right for me and I was right for them. So whereas often in a kind of a dating situation, you'd lead with your good points. So I held the good points back and just listed all of the bad ones at the start.
So how many dates did you go through before someone actually thought that was a good idea?
I tell you, it was a learning curve. I think I was on 40 dates or approximately 40 dates.
40 first dates, like.
Yeah, one of the things, and it's completely so I go back to the small talk bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time you go on a new date, obviously it's a new person and there's certain things that they want to know about you, etc., etc. So the amount of repetition in the dating, I was hoping I'd just come up with a little piece of paper or send them an email beforehand with those basic questions answered, so to speak. And the other thing is, my thing was, unless you were fairly into the person, what was the point of going on the second date? It seemed to me to be completely pointless. Whereas I think a lot of people kind of expected it. Another one was remember that formal dinner thing? So I was like, there's no way I'm taking someone to dinner on the first date. You can forget about it. And I think my refusal to do that turned a lot of people off. But the last thing I wanted to be doing was sitting down to an hour and a half dinner with someone, who I wasn't particularly interested in or was particularly interested in me.
That's a good point.
Well, the strategy obviously worked.
Yeah.
Just about, yeah, just about. I was prepared to give up, and then Aisling showed up. Yeah.
Classic.
And ironically, it was probably in some respects the worst first date you could have, but then in a sense that actually turned out to be a good thing, so to speak.
Yeah. Excellent.
All's well that ends well. Good stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's actually another one to that list. I've quite important one I forgot to put. And I would also put that down as a basic thing that I can't do, and this will sound very strange considering I'm working at a bank and in the financial sector. Basic maths. I'm still shit at maths. I always have been shit at maths.
Here's your brother.
Yeah, quite frankly, I don't know how I've got away with working in the financial sector for the last 25 years and still with a D3 in past maths from the Leaving cert.
It just goes to show it didn't matter a bit, did it? Do you know?
It didn't. It didn't.
Matter a bit, like all this D3, D2, all Shite chat.
Yeah, and particularly in my current position, it's all maths and modelling and that. But
you're obviously able for it, Sean. You're able for it. You're a good people person, so that helps, doesn't it?
That's probably has gotten me through it. Is the fact that I'm pretty good at when it comes to people management and extremely good when it comes to delegating mathematical tasks to people who are.
We're Sean is trying to manage the four of us or the three of us.
And I think you mentioned something there, Shawnee, that is definitely you tend to know what you're good at and know what you're bad at. A lot better as you get older, and you realize that there's certain things that perhaps you're not so good at, and the amount of effort it would be required to get even slightly better at that in a work situation, for instance, it's better just to give that to someone who's naturally strong or naturally talented in that particular area.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk about acceptance. Before I would have hidden that fact.
Yeah.
That, I would run a mile from a fucking equation. Nowadays, I just go, no, I haven't a clue how to do that.
That's what a calculator's for.
Well, yeah.
Spreadsheet.
That's what quantitative analysis are for. That's what I use these days instead of calculators. Actual people who can do that. But anyway, let's move on to our final section. And let's have a look at the positive. It's not all negative. There are some things we must be good at, right, guys? So what have you found that you're surprisingly good at? That you kind of maybe didn't expect that you would be good at this stage of your life?
If I go first, household logistics. I seem to know we go shopping or exactly what's needed and how much it's going to cost. Sounds a bit miserly, but I suppose you have to be economical too. But or organising a garden shed, or that's my OCD comes in handy with that. So yeah, that'd be a big one for me. Household logistics. Yeah. So,
Brilliant.
yeah. So.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, I'd be up to probably parenting and fatherhood, personally, and then in a professional setting, managing people.
You're cool across
pretty
from me
well.
now.
Yeah, it seems to work. Whatever, don't know what it is. Can't put a finger on it, but surprised that works as good as it does. Some days, might find out Monday that it's not.
Well, you're very cool under pressure. You see, you're very good under pressure. Yeah.
You'll have an office full of rebels on Monday, Mike.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Niall?
I'd echo something that Mike said there. Not necessarily that I think I'm good at it, but certainly I'm probably more natural than I expected I would be, and that's parenting. And again, I think I'm improving as I go. So certainly, probably a big one for me. And again, if I look back when I was much younger, I would say when I was younger, unless I was kind of naturally good or proficient at something, I tended to give up quickly or not stick at it. So I think I've become much, much better at sticking at something and kind of working through it, etc., etc. So, and the other thing I would say is, there's a flip side to this potentially, but I would say my work ethic, and they're kind of related almost. So I don't think that my work ethic was particularly strong when I was younger, whereas I'd say my work ethic now is better than nearly anyone I know. Now, again, there's a flip side to that in the sense with work, for instance, the work-life balance sometimes can be a bit of a struggle for me. But certainly I can stick at something even if I'm not necessarily good at it, and I can generally be patient and get a lot better and succeed kind of over time. Longer term goals, I suppose you would say, I'm much, much better at than I used to be.
Yeah, it's a good trait to have.
Very
Good
good.
trait. I would just throw in finally for my part, it's a bit like Mike, people management. I'm in a couple of bands and manage teams at work and all that, and I seem to have honed good organizational and structure skills and people management skills, which wasn't something I was very good at when I was younger. In fact, I would have, a bit like the maths, I would have ran the opposite direction if I was asked to lead or manage a group of people. So on that note, guys, I think we'll finish there. So what have we learned maybe from today's session? Getting older is not about fixing everything. It's about having the wisdom to know which things are worth fixing at all. And it's goodbye from Sean.
Goodbye from Aaron.
Bye from Mike.
Goodbye from Niall. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll be back soon with a new episode of Friends in No Cases. Take care.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Suppose a ride is out of the question.
Down with this sort of thing. Careful now.